Today I've got a cool 2.8-inch LCD touchscreen, and it just happens to be a 12.1 megapixel point and shoot too. Hi, I'm Larry Becker. If you think you know what a camera looks like and how it works, you're sure going to be surprised when you look at the Canon Powershot N digital camera. The entire back of the camera is an LCD touchscreen. The entire front of the camera is a lens, plus an LED flash. There's no shutter button, no mode dial. In fact, it seems like somebody told the engineers to invent a totally new camera that looks like something from a futuristic science fiction movie. But what really matters is the pictures I got with the Powershot N were really nice. After decades of shooting with cameras that have shapes and behaviors very unlike the Canon Powershot N delivers, it only took me a few minutes to get used to this form factor, and I actually really like it. Because the grip of the camera isn't instantly intuitive to me, I strongly recommend putting that wrist lanyard on right away. By the way, I also had this optional neck strap. With a modern camera shaped like this, I can see making a bit of a fashion statement with a camera and a strap like this as well. For the best grip experience though, anytime you shoot with the Powershot N, flip the rear panel up 30 degrees or so, and you'll find the camera is instantly very easy to hold. In fact, I found myself leaving the screen open a little bit all the time, unless I was putting the camera away. Once you turn the camera on, you zoom in and out with the zoom ring. It's the narrow metal ring closest to the camera body. And the ring in front of that can be pressed down a little bit to focus, kind of like a half shutter press on some other cameras. Then pressing it a little bit more snaps the shot. Earlier I told you about the LCD touchscreen and how it flips out with a little hinge at the top of the camera. Its travel is limited to 90 degrees, so you can easily hold the camera at face level or lower when shooting. But the cool thing is if you flip the camera upside down and hold it above your head, the camera's built-in gyroscope knows that it's upside down and it flips the image for you automatically. The other major way to tell the camera what to do is with touchscreen input. You can use it to access menus and settings, to start recording video instead of snapping stills, and you can even touch it to tell the camera where to focus. And if you enable touch shutter, you can focus and snap a picture with a single touch of that LCD, and I was pleased with the results. It's one more way the Powershot N uses leading-edge technology. Another cool function of this touchscreen is the L-shaped gestures that you can assign to different camera functions. For example, even though there's a button on the side to connect to smartphones, you could do that with a touchscreen gesture instead. The quality of the images I captured was on par with what you'd expect from a 12.1 megapixel point and shoot. The ISO range goes from 80 to 6400, but those stops above 800 start getting a little smeary as the JPEG processing corrects for noise. The zoom lens is an impressive 8x optical zoom, and for those of you looking for the 35mm equivalent numbers, it's a 28 to 224mm equivalent. On top of that, even the first part of the digital zoom is pretty usable. The images are processed with Canon's Digic 5 processor, and it takes micro SD cards. The battery and charging setup was the only thing I thought was a little short of the mark. It comes with a small battery that allows the camera to shoot around 200 images in normal mode or 280 in a power-saving mode called Eco mode. Granted, there have to be some sacrifices when you have a camera this small, so I guess it's not a big deal to buy a second battery. The other thing is that the camera itself is your charger. So it comes with a USB cable and an AC wall adapter for a USB cable. I really wish that the AC adapter was a self-contained battery charger, because I like to be able to charge my extra batteries while I'm shooting and using the camera. So I think one of the first things that I'd buy is a second NB9L battery and the optional battery charger. The 1080p HD movie capture is nice, but it does exhibit some jitter if you're doing any kind of panning. but for informal movie capture, you'll get usable quality and certainly good sound. The lens-based image stabilization is on board, and it changes based on what you're doing. I found it to be more helpful for stills than for video. A couple more interesting aspects of video while we're on the topic are that the camera can capture up to 2 minutes of 640 by 480 high-speed video at 120 frames a second, or up to 4 minutes of 320 by 240 video at an impressive 240 frames a second. I'm picturing lots of Powershot N owners in their backyards with water balloons right about now. One final trick is something called hybrid auto mode. It captures a few seconds of video followed by a snapshot whenever you press the shutter ring. Then it stitches the video clips together into a mini movie. This camera is nice for point-and-shoot photography, and there are lots of consumer-oriented special effects. During shooting, you can snap fisheye pictures, miniature, toy camera, soft focus, and monochrome images. And if you flip the switch on the side of the camera, it'll snap off 6 shots per shutter click and apply different effects or special cropping to each image. There's Wi-Fi on board, and you can connect to several different things. There's an app called Camera Window for your smartphone, and that connects to the Powershot N for image review and file transfer. The Powershot N can connect to the web for uploading, to other Canon cameras to share photos, upload directly to printers, and you can upload files to your computer as well. Pro shooters who are used to setting their own white balance, exposure compensation, ISO, and metering method will like the programmed auto mode because it gives you access to those pro settings, unlike the other automated modes of the Powershot N. You know how concept cars are amazing, cool, well-designed cars, but they never seem to make it to the dealership? Well, to me, the Canon Powershot N seems like a concept camera, and you can have one of your own. The dealership is B&H. For B&H Photo and Kelby Training, I'm Larry Becker. Thanks for watching.
Whether you're a hobbyist or a professional, B&H has the answers to your questions. Experience a world of technology at our New York City Superstore. Connect with us online or give us a call. Our staff of experts is happy to help.
Scott Kelby here, and welcome to this quick tour of our online training. We have hundreds of online classes for you, covering everything from lighting to landscape photography. From portrait photography to sports, we have classes on wedding, automotive photography, shooting, food, fashion, travel, you name it. The most incredible part of this is the price. You get all of this for just $199 a year, or you can pay monthly for just $24.95. 24-hour a day, 7-day a week access from anywhere in the world. I invite you to join with us today and start learning right now.